Bam. All right, everybody, this is a video on congruence. I'm going to... You saw the video yesterday, which talked about exploration, and the video a few days ago, which talked about Explorer's Code number 4. Explorer's Code number 4 is I prioritize freedom, exploration, and congruence. All important things, and do those. So, what I will say in this one is also watch this video I have in the description below on how to take the Explorer's Code in context. I came to a little bit further of clarity on where the Explorer falls into the grand scheme of things. And spoiler alert, the Explorer is an archetype that helps you get out of your shell and shake up your life a bit and add nuance into your life, add variety and excitement. But life is about more than those things. And there's an overarching thing. So I would say focus on your Explorer archetype and living more of that if you need to, if you need more, if you feel like everyone else is having more fun, if you feel like you're kind of in a rut, you're not really doing anything new, you feel kind of bored. This is my second video. Yesterday was my first that I've ever recorded in my car, and I'm just driving in a random direction that I've never been to. So 2 ways of exploring today. I have my GoPro set up, I have my camera set up, and I have my microphone set up. So we are on a roll here. All right, congruence. Congruence is a word that isn't used very often. I first came across it, I was seeing a therapist a while ago. I was going through a really fucking hard period of my life. I was neurotic as fuck. I was super negative on myself, and I kept putting myself down. I didn't think I deserved anything. I was so sensitive. People couldn't joke about me because I'd freak out, and I'd get like really angry because I couldn't handle it. I didn't have enough self-worth to allow myself to be joked about, which was, a huge issue. I was super insecure. And I was seeing this therapist who was helping me out, and one of her she was a non-directional Rogerian therapist. And she helped me light a fire under my butt and get myself on track and really balance myself out. I had a lot to detox from early in my childhood, which I might talk about at some point. But my childhood was quite chaotic, and it fucked me up at a deep level. So I'm really grateful for her help. And one of the things she would talk about a lot is congruence, is that she'd be like, her idea was that if you, and the idea of non-directional Rogerian therapy, person-centered therapy, she learned from a person who learned from Carl Rogers. So I guess she's his academic granddaughter or whatever, like he's her academic grandfather. And she would just listen to me. She wouldn't like try to push me in any direction. She just allowed me to speak. And over time, I realized that I could say whatever was on my mind to her. And over time, I realized that I could say whatever was on my mind to myself, and I could accept all parts of myself through her acceptance. And it was really freeing for me because I was able to fall into what they call congruence, where everything seems aligned. The way I feel, the way I talk, the way I talk about myself, I'm aware of it. It's kind of like shining a light into all parts of your being and accepting that and moving forward with a connection to your deeper self. It's a really like profound way to say it, but that's exactly what it is. Your congruence is both a state of acceptance and also a state of integrity. I would say it's kind of like authenticity, but it's deeper than that. It's more like living in a state of presence with authenticity and integrity. Like the things you say and the things you do and the way you feel are all in alignment with each other, and you're aware of more parts of yourself. You're more present. You're more there. And it's a magical place to be. When you're in that state, life is so like freeing. Even when you have emotions that are very uncomfortable, life is enjoyable as fuck. It's nice. Let me I hope this is... Oh shit. Alright, so the GoPro, I don't know if it was recording. I really fucking hope it was, because I just turned it on. Worst case scenario, I only have this this last half of this second video where it's recording. whatever. I'm learning things, which is okay. It's okay to learn things and fuck up sometimes. So, that's how you learn things. And that's why I'm doing a video a day, because some of them are going to come out shit. I have to deal with that. But me being aware of the way I feel about it, which is I'm slightly frustrated, is helpful for congruence. So there's different parts of congruence. There's the acceptance of yourself, and then there's the shining a light. So there's the awareness of yourself, and then there's the acceptance of yourself, and then there's the integrity. So those are three aspects. The awareness is you being aware of how you feel, the subtle feelings, the subtle reactions that you have at a subconscious, deeper level, you being aware of them. That's the awareness. I have a tattoo about that. That was a few videos ago. I'm lazy. I don't want to link it because I'll forget. But I have a tattoo I'll probably bring up in later videos too, which helps me remember to be aware. Then there's the acceptance, which comes from just being vulnerable with yourself and vulnerable with people you trust. So the more that you allow yourself to be like, yo, I'm not perfect. I felt really jealous. And you don't necessarily have to act or even express that to anyone else but yourself. The purpose of acceptance isn't that other people accept it, and it isn't that it's a good thing. Like, you might feel like, oh, I really wanted to, like, hurt that person the other day. That's not necessarily a good thing, but you accepting that that's what you wanted is acceptance. You being like, you know what, that's actually what I felt. I felt that 100%. You're saying it's okay to feel. Not necessarily it's okay to act. But even if you did act, even if you did punch somebody in the face who didn't really deserve it, out of anger, you could be like, well, I accept that that was the action that I took. I don't have to like it. I accept that that was the action I took, and I accept that I don't like it. Or I accept that that was the action I took, and I accept that I really love punching him in the face. So it's just the acceptance of, like, the awareness, like, this is what is going on inside me. And then the acceptance of, I accept that that is what's going on inside me. I'm not trying to fight me and turn me into somebody I'm not, to say, oh no, I didn't really like punching him in the face. Well, what if you did like punching him in the face, and you're lying to yourself? And it would be a lot easier for you to be like, you know what, I did like punching him in the face, and I feel kind of guilty about that. Like, those are all awareness and acceptance. And the last thing is integrity, and that is acting in line with what you want. And that is something that is over time. Like, everyone has struggled with integrity. I think it's more of it's kind of like if your life is a painting, and there's an ideal way that the painting is supposed to be, then every time you put a brush stroke, you get a little whisper from your heart in a way. And that little whisper is like, oh, that brush stroke is right on point, or that brush stroke should be a little bit thinner, or that brush stroke should be a little bit fatter, or it should be going this direction instead of that direction, or it should be a different color, or something. Like, it's very subtle, but once you maintain and grow your awareness and your acceptance, you start listening to yourself at a deeper level. You start being aware of yourself at a deeper level, and you start this is, by the way, a new place I've never been to. So we've achieved it. Woo! I'm exploring, and I'm in congruence because I'm exploring while I'm talking about congruence, and that is congruence, and so it's great. But the integrity has to do with that painting, and over time, the more aware you are, and the more you are able to accept yourself at a deeper level and a full level. And that doesn't mean like being happy with yourself. If you're unhappy with yourself, accept that you're unhappy with yourself, and that is a state of acceptance. Okay, I'm unhappy that I punched him in the face and that I liked it. I feel guilty about liking it. I feel like I'm a bad person, and I accept all these things. I'm not trying to change them. And you are who you are in that moment. You're not trying to change yourself. There are no layers. There's no layers to yourself if you are 100% in acceptance of yourself. You're not trying to portray yourself as somebody you're not, to yourself or to anyone else. And that is the integrity, is you allow yourself to be seen, which talks about vulnerability. Something that I would suggest reading, Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. Great book on vulnerability. I know there are other ones. Also, an amazing book I would suggest to everyone and anyone is On Becoming a Person by Carl Rogers. It's a bit dense and long, but it's really, really insightful. He says it's for the intelligent layperson, which I would, if you're watching my videos, you're intelligent as fuck. Like, you're smart as fuck. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and you are interested in the things that I'm interested in. Otherwise, you wouldn't like it, especially if you subscribe. So, read that on becoming a person. I'll leave a link to all these books in the description. I get affiliate commissions from them. No cost to you, same price to you, but it helps me out majorly. It helps me get to that point of where this is paying all my bills as quickly as possible so I can put my all into the content. Because if I don't need to do anything else, I'll do content all day, every day. And then also have some me time, of course, too. So that's what I suggest to you is work. And these are okay. Let me go in. This is the last part of this video. Is how do you increase acceptance? How do you increase awareness, acceptance, and congruence? And there's one thing I'm going to give you, which will hit all these three things, and that is journaling and having a journaling habit. Buy a Moleskine. Those are fucking awesome. Buy a quality journal. I hand bind journals. They're not cheap. I'll do a video about that. I hand bind journals on commission. They're really nice. I'll do a video of me making one for my friend, which turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. I make them for myself. I make them for other people. Actually, here in Austin, I'm doing a workshop where we're making journals. So if you're in Austin, hit me up. Joe@passionunchanged.com for the email. But I am doing all those things, and I'm excited about those. So get a journal, either a Moleskine, one of mine. They're not cheap, but I sell them for $100 each, $50 due up front. And then if you want me to make a montage, a personal montage of me making your journal, I can do that as well. That's an additional fee. But email me at joe@passionunchained.com if you want them. But buy a nice journal. Buy even if you buy a Moleskine, which is much cheaper than the ones I make because they make them in mass in machines. Those are more than enough. And I would suggest that you buy a nice journal, and every single night journal right before you go to sleep, or in the morning, or just make it a habit. Every lunch, maybe, like tie it to something. Tie it to in bed right before I go to sleep, or while I'm eating lunch, or right after, or right before I'm eating lunch, or while I'm riding the train, or right after I wake up, or right after I brush my teeth. Something. Tie it to that. Even if your journal every single day is I don't feel like journaling today. Write that down. Write I don't feel like journaling. Write the date. Write I don't feel like journaling today. Congratulations, you've journaled that day. That's enough. You don't even need to write anything. You'd be like, fuck this. You just literally write date, fuck this. That's it. All you have to do is write the date and write one word. That's it. That's all you need to do. But you'll probably want to write more, and the more that you write, and you just write whatever comes to mind, ideally about yourself for this particular exercise, over time. So I've written, I used to journal, I still journal every day I journal, but in the past what I would do is every single night I would journal, and for over 3 years I filled up 15 journals. I filled up 15 journals from front to back, no space left. And I do this every day now, and I've filled up 15 journals since then, just not as consistently as every single night, but although recently it has been as consistent as that. And what you'll find is that very quickly you start to shine a light deeper into your soul, and once you do that, shit comes up, but you also learn to accept it. And the more shit you learn to accept, the more in acceptance you are of your whole being, and the more in integrity you are, and your life just flows so fucking easily when you have this habit of journaling. So I hope this helped you out. Tomorrow I will show you Explorer's Code number 5, and then number 6 and number 7, and I think there's one other video I'll do, and then we are done, and I'm excited to show you all this, and it'll all be on this playlist. So playlist in the description. If you found this video on my channel page, this is all on a playlist. I hope that you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like it, and cheers. Trautwein, Wein, 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 Wein. Boom, 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 boom.